Hi, my name is Jasmine. I am coming to you from my sunny rooftop in Seoul, South Korea. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, my TEFL journey, and how I ended up teaching here. So I am originally from England. Not that you can hear it in my accent much anymore. I have a lot of Canadian friends, so goodbye British accent. I was 23 when I first started this journey. I was fresh out of uni. I had no idea what I wanted to do, just that I wanted to travel and work. So I put all of that into Google, and that is how I found TEFL Heaven. And I immediately was interested in the Thailand program because it is somewhere I've always wanted to go. It has such a vibrant, beautiful culture, great food, somewhere very, very different to where I'm from. And it was 3 weeks face-to-face training. That was very, very important for me because I am a very, very shy person. And the thought of getting up in front of a room full of people and teaching them was absolutely terrifying at first. It's not something I ever saw myself doing. So it was a bit of a challenge. I was terrified the whole way through, after, even now. But yeah, like, it's made me grow so much as a person, and the 3 weeks training was really invaluable to me. It was hard, but it was really a great foundation for me to go on. For me, teaching has been kind of like learning to drive. You get the license, but then you still have to keep learning afterwards as you go along. Even now, I am still learning. And yeah, the program was so great. Everybody at TEFL Heaven, Mike, the team, the trainers, everybody I met on my course was just amazing, supportive. You're all in the same boat, and that was another important thing for me, just having that support there, because I got very, very sick during training. Luckily, I was able to finish, but it was very hard being away from home when that happens. So building that support network was very important to me. And luckily, I was placed in a beautiful town called Ayutthaya, about 2 hours north of Bangkok. I see that now as my second home. It's truly beautiful, from the ruins, the temples, the people. It's just a beautiful place, and I made some genuinely lifelong friends there that I will hopefully see again. And I loved it so much, even so that after my first 6 months, I went home. I was not gonna go back. I was done. That was the end of my experience. And it took me 1 week to get back on the phone to my agent, like, I wanna come back. I don't know why I left. So next thing I know, I'm back there. New job. The first school I taught at was high school, pretty scary. Classes of 50 students, no AC, so I had a nice little blue board marker pen mustache every day. But the students were so funny and so kind. Really made my day. I don't think a day went by in Thailand where I did not smile or laugh at something. It really did help with the tough, hard days. If you've had like a rough class or you were missing home, just always making me smile. My second school was an all-girls high school, and that was just where I completely fell in love with teaching. They were the kindest, most generous, beautiful humans I've met. They really made me passionate about this job. And they're actually the reason that I am here today. I was feeling a little bit stagnant in Thailand. I felt like I was getting towards the end of my experience after 1.5 years. And my students would not stop talking to me about K-pop. They're like, teacher, do you know BTS? Teacher, do you know EXO? And I was like, no, I've never really heard anything about Korea before. So again, put it into Google, and next thing I know, I'm visiting Seoul in October last year and absolutely fell in love with it. So yeah, I was like, that's my next move. So here I am teaching in a hagwon. I teach little kindy kids now. Again, massive change, and it was really, really hard at first. I'm not gonna lie. In Thailand, everything's very maipen rai, and it's hard work, but here it was longer hours, a completely different way of teaching. And when I first arrived, the air pollution was pretty bad, so I was like bleeding from my nose and very sick, very tired. So it's been a rough couple of months adjusting, but now that I absolutely love it. I have a great network of teachers at my school. We go for Korean barbecue a lot. And it still has a lot of the aspects that I love about Thailand, like street food, family-run restaurants, friendly people, a slightly different culture to my own. So it's been really great, and I think just having my network of people here is so important to me. The hardest thing I've faced is being away from family and the guilt that I feel for it. I have 2 young nephews and a very, very close family, so missing out on birthdays, like other family events, and just watching them grow up on a daily basis has been really hard for me. But luckily they're very supportive. They tell me, you know, you're young, go out, go do what you want. If this makes you happy, you have to do it. So here I am after 2 years for what should have been 6 months, in a country I never saw myself or even dreamed about. So yeah, that is my story. I hope that it has helped someone somewhere. If you're thinking about doing this, or you just want to know what it's like, thank you for listening to my story. Bye!